Okay, in this portion of my collection update, we're going to be finishing off one of my bookcases, which had my TV shows, R ratings, and horror movies / horror collections on it. And we have one tall stack right next to me, and then this will be the last stack. We're just going to do them both together in the same video because this one would not be very long, and two of these are not horror movies, but they're don't have the case for the middle entry. So let's go ahead and get started with this. Up first in this video is Tremors: The Ultimate Collection with 7 movies and the TV show. And the TV show appears to be set between like 2 and 3 when they're still in the desert area, Perfection. Here is that. It includes Tremors, Tremors 2 Aftershocks, Tremors 2 Back to Perfection, Tremors 4 The Legend Begins, Tremors 5 Bloodlines, Tremors 6 A Cold Day in Hell, Tremors 7 Shrieker Island, and Tremors the series. The case itself looks the same as the rest, or as this. This is also what the case outside looks like. The case inside has cast information. Kevin Bacon is in the original one. And Michael Gross plays Burt Gummer. Burt Gummer also plays his great grandfather or something in the fourth one, which is a prequel, hence The Legend Begins. And what else is in here? Looking through all of the movie cast here. Okay, so Michael Gross and Kevin Bacon are the only two names that I recognize on here. So here we go. Next up, we have True Blood, the complete series. This has, I believe, 7 seasons. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 7 seasons. 80 episodes, 33 discs. So let's see. I'm surprised the little thing on the back, a little description on the back here doesn't say how many seasons there are. Yes, there are 7 seasons. Okay, so that's okay. Seems kind of like a low episode count for 7 seasons, only 80 episodes. Interesting. 4,357 minutes. TVMA. HBO, of course, it would be TVMA. A lot of their things or their shows are like that. Next up, we have the 5-movie Underworld Blu-ray collection. I also have I had the same thing for DVDs, but I opted to get to keep the Blu-ray case because I think they were all individual DVD cases that were just taking up too much space, and this one looked cooler. So there we go. It had all of them. The first one is an extended cut and not rated. The rest are all rated R. has their individual runtimes. Does not, however, have the total runtime for all 5. At least not that I can see. And the text is too small to tell to see who's in here. But we know Kate Beckinsale is in here because it's very large and is large and on the front of the thing there. Yeah, because these are really small on the back here. If you want, you can attempt to pause here and read those, but yeah, I'm not able to make out any of those names. So, moving on. Next up, we have the Wolfman Legacy Collection. This has 7 movies from the original Wolfman Legacy here, from 1935 to 1948. The movies included are The Wolfman from 1941, Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman from 1943, House of Frankenstein 1944, House of Dracula 1945, Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein 1948, Werewolf of London 1935, and She-Wolf of London 1946. More information on the inside, it sure does. I don't expect to recognize very many of these names, if any of them. Boris Karloff is in House of Frankenstein. I recognize his name. But as I expected, I don't recognize any of the other ones. There. Next up, we have the Universal Classic Monsters 30 film collection, and I've been trying to find this full 30 collection or 30 movie collection on 4K, and so far I've been able to find a 4-pack, like the 4Ks and the Blu-rays, and we'll get to those in just a second. But before we do, this has all of the Universal Classic Monster movies with some loose plastic that just fell on my lap there. Okay. Interesting. And inside here it has in really small letters, it has a bunch of descriptions of the movies. Of course, there's 30 in here, so I'd expect it to be really small. So yeah, I'll just read off the titles that are on the back of the case here in just a moment. I've seen a few, or quite a few of these, but not every single one of them yet. I was trying to watch them in order, but that's okay. All the titles listed here are Dracula 1931, Frankenstein 1931, The Mummy 1932, The Invisible Man 1933, Bride of Frankenstein 1935, Werewolf of London from 1935, Dracula's Daughter 1936, Son of Frankenstein 1939, The Invisible Man Returns 1940, The Mummy's Hand 1940, The Invisible Woman 1940, The Wolfman 1941, Ghost of Frankenstein 1942, Invisible Agent 1942, The Mummy's Tomb 1942, Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, 1943. Phantom of the Opera, 1943. Son of Dracula, 1943. The Invisible Man's Revenge, 1944. The Mummy's Ghost, 1944. House of Frankenstein, 1944. The Mummy's Curse, 1944. House of Dracula, 1945. She-Wolf of London, 1946. Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, 1948. Abbott and Costello Meet the Invisible Man, 1951. Creature from the Black Lagoon, 1954. Revenge of the Creature, 1955. Abbott and Costello Meet the Mummy, 1955. And The Creature Walks Among Us, 1956. And all except the original Creature from the Black Lagoon are not rated. The original Creature from the Black Lagoon is rated G. I just read off all of these. So, yeah. Next up, we have this Universal Classic Monsters Icons of Horror 4K Blu-ray collection featuring Dracula, Frankenstein, the Invisible Man, and Wolfman. In other words, those titles listed there, none of them are rated, but they're all very, very old. So that's okay then. That's okay. It's got a cool design on the back there, and then it has images from movies. This is where the discs for Frankenstein were found. This is where the discs for Frankenstein were. Dracula, Frankenstein, Invisible Man, and Wolfman. And then it has another image in the back here. Very cool. Next up, we have Van Helsing Season 1. Haven't been able to find any subsequent seasons, but I believe there's 4 or 5 in total. So I've got my work cut out for me trying to find those. Especially if I try and go the in-person like thrift shopping or something route. This was a pretty good show. Just based on season 1, because obviously that's the only one I've seen so far. Let's see. This one follows Vanessa Van Helsing. Her. Set in the near future. Yeah. It had 13 episodes across 3 discs. 9 hours and 18-minute runtime. And that's about it. Next up, we have The Walking Dead Season 1. I have the first 8 seasons of this. Haven't watched any of it yet, though. Also, it says it's not rated, but it would be TVMA. Because it has the 18A Canadian ranking. And that's reserved for TVMA or R ratings. Looks like Jon Bernthal is in here, on and off. He's currently the Punisher in the MCU, both with the original Netflix Daredevil series, the Punisher Netflix series, Daredevil Born Again, and soon a special presentation on the Punisher, and soon Spider-Man Brand New Day. This one I think is a 2-disc set. It is. Jon Bernthal's on the back here. That's him right there that my finger's on. I don't recognize any of the other characters it shows on the back of the case here. So we're gonna move on. Next up, we have season 2 of The Walking Dead. Jon Bernthal's still in this season as well. This is a 4-disc set. Okay. We also have season 3. This one has Michael Rourke, or Yondu, from Guardians of the Galaxy in it. 5-disc set, 16 episodes for this season. What else? I don't think any of these have inserts on the inside. Then we have season 4 with a slipcover for The Walking Dead here. Let's see. Is it added to this season? Plastic on the back to take off. Okay. I like having the residual plastic wrap on these cases because it's annoying. Let's see. I don't recognize any of the other actors or any of the characters that were added to this season, and I'm not sure if Jon Bernthal is still in it at this point or not, because I don't see him on the case. Let's see. This is Walking Dead season 5, and the guy on the back here looks familiar, but I can't place his face for some reason. Let's get an insert. Then I got the season 6 Blu-ray Steelbook here, 5-disc set. And inside it doesn't have any kind of design or anything like that in it. Just blank black. So that's okay though. It has a really cool design on the outside. So next up we have Walking Dead season 7. I also don't remember this guy's name, but he was in the Watchmen series, or the Watchmen movie from DC, alongside characters like Dr. Manhattan. 5-disc set. Once again, no insert. Okay. And I don't recognize any of these guys other than him. So we're moving on. Next up, we have The Walking Dead season 8, and this is the last season that I have. Like I said, I think there's like 12 or 13 seasons in total. So I keep hearing that I gotta check this out, but I haven't done it quite yet. I think I want to try and get the rest of the series. Oh, this one actually has an insert. How nice. I want to try and get the rest of the series before I watch it. But yeah, this one. Okay. Another 5-disc set. Here it is. Next up is a 2-movie collection. We have the original 1979 When a Stranger Calls movie, which is rated R. I don't recognize any of the cast members listed in the description or in the bio section. And then we have the When a Stranger Calls 2006 remake. This one brought Katie Cassidy into the mix. And I mentioned her in a previous video. She was Laurel Lance in the Arrowverse. And Clark Gregg is in here. He played Phil Coulson in the MCU and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I think is canon to the MCU still, because it's clearly set in the same universe, dealing with events from the MCU movies up through Infinity War, at least, or up to Infinity War, however you want to say it. Between the two movies, it says that there's a runtime of 3 hours and 4 minutes, although I'm not sure how that could be the case, because unless I'm not understanding this clearly enough, we have 97 minutes, which is about an hour and a half, and 87 minutes. I don't know if that would make a 3-hour, 4-minute runtime overall. It might just be overthinking it, but anyway, here are these. Both are really good movies. Next up, we have a 2-disc double feature with Wrong Turn and Wrong Turn 2 Dead End. And I think the first two and the remake are the best of the franchise. Wrong Turn 1 came out in 2003, and Wrong Turn 2 came out in 2007 or 2006. Yeah. And we have Wrong Turn 3, Left 4 Dead, which came out in 2009, right here. I don't recognize any of the cast members for this one. Do I recognize any of the cast members for the first two? Nope, I don't. Okay. Next up, we got Wrong Turn 4, Bloody Beginnings. I don't think this is a prequel. No. The new unrated chapter of Wrong Turn takes you to the most terrifying place of all, the Bloody Beginnings. Maybe it is a prequel then. Do I recognize any of the cast members here? No, I do not. I've seen all these movies, so I recognize them from the movie itself, but I don't recognize their names from like other things. Or don't know their actual names. This one came out in 2011. Then we have Wrong Turn 5, Bloodlines. And right here. Do I recognize any of the cast members for this one? Their names anyway. No, I do not. Oh, this franchise is set in West Virginia. I forgot where the setting was. Didn't go back to the first one where it takes place. No. The second one also doesn't say where it takes place. I don't know if the whole franchise is set in West Virginia or just that one. Let's see. 3 doesn't given any indication as to where it takes place. 4 says West Virginia. 5 says West Virginia. I think it's safe to assume that the original 6 are probably all set in West Virginia or thereabouts, unless it states otherwise on the case or in the movie itself. Next up, we have Wrong Turn 6, Last Resort, right here. This one is rated. It's the R-rated version. So the first, 6th, and 7th are all rated R. Everything in between there is unrated, but would fall in line with an R rating. Don't recognize any of the names on the back of this case either. That came out in 2014. And the remake came out in 2021. And I don't recognize any of these names either for the characters. But here is the remake here. Second to last for this video, we have Before Sunrise with Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy. Right here. It's one of these annoying paper cases. Here we go. I could have sworn I had a case for Before Sunset at one point, but I have no idea where it went because I don't know where the cases for Before Sunrise and Before Midnight are. I think Before Midnight's probably my favorite of the bunch, which is also the end or the last one. The first one is also very good. The third one's or the second one, it's kind of there, I guess. Fills in a few timeline issues because initially I just had this one and I think Before Sunset, so I had seen 2 and 3, and I was like, I feel like I'm missing some critical information here. No wonder I hadn't seen the first one at that point yet. So yeah. Yeah. The third one here is my favorite of the bunch. Right here. That is it for this video. The next collection update video I do will be my religious titles, followed by my video games. I might split the religious titles into more than one video though, so we'll see, because those are also fairly good sized stacks. I want to say that each stack of religious titles would probably be about that much from the Universal Monster 4Ks to the top of the stack, but is about how tall my religious title stacks are. So yeah, we'll see how long it takes me to get through one of those stacks, and if it's fairly short, then I'll do 2 in the next one. But anyway, religious titles and video games are up next. That's the takeaway here. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.